The Man Who Got Married by Accident. Tom Parker, a 29-year-old man, was known throughout his life for his bad luck. Ordinary in his job, ordinary in his social life, and of course, ordinary in his love life. But one day, until that fateful day when ordinariness ended and craziness began. Tom had gone to Las Vegas for his best friend Jake's wedding. During the celebrations, Jake jokingly said, "Be careful, Tom. This is Vegas. You might wake up married tomorrow morning." Tom laughed. "Come on, Jake, even I'm not that unlucky," he said. But fate had different plans. Later that night, while Tom and his friends were having fun in the city, he accidentally got caught up in a group of tourists. Before he knew it, he found himself walking down a red carpet like a groom. People around him were clapping, laughing, and taking photos. His friends were having a great time putting him in this situation. Eventually, they stopped at the door of a chapel. When Tom walked inside, he found himself facing an Elvis impersonator priest, a smiling woman, and an enthusiastic crowd. And at that moment, it happened. "I do," he said. Without fully understanding what he had just agreed to, confetti was thrown in his face, and the crazy crowd cheered. Tom had accidentally gotten married. When he woke up in the morning, he was more surprised by the ring on his finger than his pounding headache. He quickly glanced at the bed beside him and, upon seeing the woman sleeping there, shouted internally, "Oh my God!" He banged his head against the wall as the young woman opened her eyes and cheerfully said, "Good morning, husband." Tom had only one question in mind. Who is this woman, and why did we get married last night? Over breakfast, he learned the truth. The woman's name was Sophie, and she had also mistakenly joined Tom's friend group during the wedding party. She too thought it was a joke and had said, "I do," and things had spiraled out of control. Tom and Sophie, laughing at the absurdity of it all, decided to spend their first day in Vegas actually getting to know each other. They chose to have a wild honeymoon, roller coasters, luxury casinos, pool parties. Then Sophie had an idea. Maybe this is fate? Tom was surprised, but the more he thought about it, the more it started to make sense. The man who always complained about his ordinary life was now far from ordinary, but the fun didn't last long. Sophie suddenly became serious and added, "But there's a small problem. My dad is a mafia boss." Tom's face turned pale. Suddenly there was a knock at the door. Two big men stood there. "Mr. Parker, we need to have a word with you," they said. Now Tom had to explain the situation to Sophie's father. Could he turn the woman he accidentally married into the right wife? Find out in part 2.